Welcome to the second lesson on subtracting fractions. In this video, we will subtract fractions with like denominators symbolically. Of course, if we're doing this symbolically, we will only use numbers or symbols to complete the subtraction calculation. And again, in this particular lesson, just with like denominators. So here's our algorithm, our recipe. So when subtracting fractions with like denominators, we will keep the same denominator in our answer. We will subtract the numerators. And of course, simplify if necessary. So you see, it's the same idea as the process that we use for adding fractions with like denominators. Only instead of adding numerators, we must subtract the numerators. And as already mentioned, in this unit, the minuend, the first fraction, will always be larger than or possibly equal to the subtrahend. So there's our minuend, subtrahend. So let's take a look at a few examples. In A, we have 5/9 subtract 4/9. We see our common denominator of 9. Our recipe tells us, copy it down, and 5 subtract 4, subtract the numerators, and we get 1. Can 1 over 9 reduce? I think not. That is simplest form. In B, 9/12 subtract 3/12. Common denominator is 12. Copy it down. Next step in the algorithm, subtract the numerators. I got a 9, I got a 3. 9 subtract 3 is 6. So 6/12. This one, though, we got to consider simplification. It can reduce. The largest natural number that divides nicely into 6 and 12 is 6 itself. 6 divided by 6 is 1. 12 divided by 6, 2. Final answer, 1/2. In C, we have 2/3, subtract 2/3. Now I will go through the process here. Common denominator is 3. Copy it down. Subtract the numerators. And we know that 2, take away 2, gives us 0. But 0 divided by anything will be 0. If you have anything and you take away itself, you will be left with nothing. Okay, so 2/3 subtract 2/3. If you just put down your answer as 0 right away, that's perfectly okay. In D, we have 3 fractions, 3 denominators, but they're all 15, so we copy down that common denominator. My numerators are 11, subtract 3, and then subtract another 5. So I subtract them in that order. 11 subtract 3 is 8, and 8 subtract 5 is 3. So our answer thus far is 3/15. But this can reduce. GCF for 3 and 15 is 3. 3 divided by 3 is a 1. 15 divided by 3 is 5. Simplest form, 1/5. And let's end this lesson with a little word problem. Beth does not want to procrastinate in studying for her science test scheduled for the beginning of next week. And of course, procrastinate means, well, she doesn't want to leave it till the last minute. She doesn't want to put it off. She wants to make sure she's ready. So she plans to study 9/10 of an hour Wednesday evening and 7/10 of an hour Thursday night. Question: what fraction of an hour longer will she spend studying on Wednesday? So the larger amount of time was on Wednesday evening, 9/10 of an hour. So we put that one first. And because we want to figure out what fraction of an hour longer, it's how much more. So this is a subtraction. And the 7/10 for Thursday night, we put down as the subtrahend. So we have 9/10 subtract 7/10. And we know now how to subtract these fractions. They have a common denominator of 10, so we put it down. We subtract the numerators. We have a 9 subtract 7 giving us 2. But we need to reduce. 2 is the GCF for 2 and 10. So divide numerator and denominator by 2, and we get 1/5. So what does this mean? Well, Beth studied for 1/5 of an hour longer on Wednesday evening. And hopefully she did well on her test because she didn't procrastinate. And now I'd like you to proceed to the activities for lesson 2.